How long would it take before somebody noticed that you were gone? A day? A week? A month? For Joyce Vincent, it was over 2 years. I know you're wondering how. Let me tell you what happened. Joyce Vincent was 38 years old, gorgeous, soft-spoken, private. She had a proper job, a nice voice. She had even been in the same rooms as celebrities. She once met Nelson Mandela. She dated a musician one time. She wasn't some mystery woman living in the shadows until she was. In the early 2000s, something in Joy's life shifted. She suddenly quit her job at Ernst & Young. She cut off her friends. She stopped talking to her family. She ended up in a shelter for women escaping domestic violence. Then in 2003, she moved into a small government-owned bedsit flat just above a shopping mall in North London. The type of place that you won't even notice, you won't look at it twice, just a box in the sky. Her rent was covered by housing benefits, and because everything was automated, she didn't need to talk to anybody. And she didn't. By December 2003, Joyce was already gone. She had wrapped her Christmas presents. The heating in her house was on, the TV was playing, and somewhere in the quiet of that tiny flat, she passed away, possibly from an asthma attack or complications from a stomach ulcer. Nobody knows. And nobody noticed. Not for days, not for weeks, not for months. For over 2 years, her body lay there, right in the middle of London. Now here's where the story gets even more chilling. Her flat was directly above a shopping mall. People everywhere, noise everywhere, but her windows were shut, curtains drawn, and inside that flat, her body slowly decomposed. Some neighbors said that they noticed a bad smell, but they thought, it's the bins, or there's damp somewhere, or something rotten in another flat. One person said that they thought her house was even empty. Others said that kind of smell is not unusual in this type of building. The landlord did not check because the rent was still being paid thanks to her benefits. It was automatic. The TV was playing 24/7. That constant background noise made it easy for people to assume somebody is at home and they're okay. But nobody was. It wasn't until January 2006, over 2 years, when housing officials came to repossess the flat over rent. They had stopped paying the rent automatically. They finally forced the door open. They found Joyce. Next to her was shopping bags. Her body had decomposed so badly, it was basically a skeleton. There were wrapped Christmas presents still sitting all around her. The heating was on. The TV was still on. She had been gone this whole time. Her family, they tried to find her. They hired a private investigator. They contacted shelters. They sent letters. But after years of silence, they just assumed, okay, maybe she doesn't want to be found. She's alive, but maybe she's just choosing distance. That's the thing. Joyce didn't disappear. She did not run. She was right there the whole time. Her story only came to public attention because of a documentary called Dreams of a Life. The filmmaker tracked people who had known her, and many of them didn't even realize that she was dead until this filmmaker tracked them down. That's what makes this case so haunting. Joyce Vincent, she didn't vanish, she didn't run. She was right there the whole time, in one of the busiest cities in the world, and she died alone. For over 2 years, nobody noticed. Those Christmas presents sitting near her body, some people believe that maybe they were for her family and her friends, maybe her way of trying to reconnect with people that she had cut off. We'll never know. She never got the chance to send those presents. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to see more stories from me, please follow me on my social media. They're in my bio. Thank you.